Hey everyone, and welcome back to Ink Spotlights from Comix Wellspring. This is the series where we shine the spotlight on immensely talented creators who print with us. Today, we're joined by Jonathan Hedrick, and we're going to talk about some of his books, their journey, and so much more. Welcome to the show, Jonathan. Tell us about your latest project.
All right, so a couple weeks ago, Spill Blood came out in comic book stores across the country through its publisher KeenSpot. Originally, it was crowdfunded, and I used Comix Wellspring for that. So Spill Blood is a 36-page one-shot that I did with Stefano Cardacelli on the artwork and Leo McGovern on the lettering. And it's about this vengeful priest that kind of tethers a line between good and evil. And during the day, people confess their sins to him, and then at night, he makes sure those sins don't happen to those people again. So it was very timely for Halloween and for fans of Ghost Rider, Spawn. It's a real cool project. And then working on the next Kickstarter. Always rolling them out.
Awesome. Dude, that's so cool. You sold me on just fans of Spawn. I'm super into all the horror stuff. I'm actually wearing a cool Swamp Thing shirt right now.
I'm a big Swamp Thing fan myself. Alan Moore, that whole run, I was sick. I grew up on Swamp Thing, the cartoon show, all of it.
I love it. That's awesome. What got you creating, and what got you interested in horror in general, and to chase that avenue of writing?
Yeah, well, I was always a fan of comics. I'm a child of the 80s. Ninja Turtles was really a big, huge thing in my generation. Ninja Turtles segued me into reading comic books. And once I got into comic books and that sequential art storytelling, it expanded everything from there. Always read, always collected, and I always wrote, but wrote for myself. I never intended to become a writer. Never shared my writing beyond, for academic purposes. But then one day I thought, what if I tried to take one of these old short stories I've written and convert it into a comic book script? So I studied how to do that, checked some books out from the library, did some online research, dissected comic books that I already had, took the comic book and how I would have written the art direction and the dialogue and like a deconstructed type of style of learning. And then once I had that script, I said, what am I going to do with it next? how do I get it from a script to an actual printed comic book? And, I reached out to the community, got some advice. Someone recommended an artist. That artist recommended a colorist. That colorist recommended a letterer. And then that, streamlined thing just kind of laid itself out. And once I found out the physical process, the steps of it from going from script to printing, it all made sense. And then I was able to, then craft other stories and go from there.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it's such a weird thing when you think about breaking down a book and what all is involved. It kind of, especially when you start getting to the formatting process of it needs to be in this file format and print and everything. And it's way more work than you kind of imagine when you're like, I just want to make a comic. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I learned along the way. File sizes, that alone, never knew the difference between JPEG, PNG, TIFF. I never had any idea what any of that stuff meant. Yeah. And it's a handy thing to know. I tell people, if you're going to get into comics, be involved in more things than just writing or just artwork. Understand some of the other processes so you know what those people are dealing with as well. And that just makes you a stronger creator at the same time.
I love it. And I think that's going to make it even more exciting to check out your work, just knowing how much time and studying you've invested into it to create something. Cause I always love seeing the end results of people that love the craft and how they incorporate the craft and digest it themselves. And you were saying you're working on a second Kickstarter. You're kind of planning stuff. Can you announce anything that you're planning in the background?
Absolutely. So another series I've been doing for years is called Capable. I've crowdfunded issues 1 through 6. I've been printing that all with Comix Wellspring. And the final issue, issue number 7, is going to launch on January 7th on Kickstarter. The pre-launch page is already live. So if anyone goes to capablecomicbook.com, or if you just search Kickstarter Capable, it'll probably come up that way. Um,
We'll
that's
drop the
going to be
link in the bio right here too, so people can check it
yeah,
out. Yeah.
absolutely. Um, that's going to be a make 100 campaign, meaning I'm only going to print 100 copies of the last issue. So I'm not going to, mass produce this one. This is for the people that have been along for the ride since day one. So
Mm.
I'm doing the pre-launch so early so to give people a chance to sign up on that pre-launch page, hit that notify me on launch, so they are aware that there's only 100 copies. Each backer can only get one copy. No one can, get multiple copies. So it's going to be very unique and limited for those people that really want it.
Oh, Brad, I love that. And is that also so you could turn it into a trade afterwards and make it more accessible to everyone to get the whole series?
That's the plan. Yeah, I'm
Cool.
working on a trade too to do later in 2025. We got to get that last issue out first, and then make something special, for the collectors and people that are going to be finding Capable years from now. And those, they're not going to be able to get all 7 issues. It's
Right.
gonna those that last issue is going to be tough to find. And I like that. I like that. You know, people are always hunting for number ones. It's the origin story, it's the first appearances, but those last issues can be just as rare
Yeah.
and sought after.
I mean, speaking of Alan Moore, like the last issue of his Swamp Thing is one of the most sought out issues in
Right?
general, too. It's super hard to come across, to be honest. Um,
Yeah,
Super
I
rad,
agree.
super awesome, Jonathan. So hyped. Where can we find some of your other work? Is it available anywhere right now? And are you going to be doing anything else in 2025, like conventions, appearances you want to announce too?
Yeah, absolutely. I encourage everyone to go to my website, jonathanhedrickcomics.com. It's a great hub to find everything else. I have links to go purchase my other comic books directly from the publisher. I have links to pick up my comic books digitally on Global Comics. It's great, just go there and then venture out. It's like a overgrown link tree. Um, I will be at the Thought Bubble later this month
Ooh.
in England. That's, I believe, the weekend of the 16th and the 17th, or the 17th and 18th of November. And cons for 2025, I'm still waiting to hear back, get some confirmations. But my wife and I, Francesca Fantini, we're hoping to at least make one U.S. Stop in
Cool.
2025, since we're in Italy. We want to get back to the States for like a major show, but I'm not sure which one that is yet. And yeah, more stuff coming to the direct market as well in 2025. Nothing I can announce yet, but hopefully, just keep on those channels, those links in my website that you'll find, and people will see those announcements soon enough.
Rad. So exciting. I love hearing how much you have lined up and in the works. And just, I love hearing just creators have like work ready to go. And it seems like you're going to have a very busy 2025, no matter
Thank
what,
you.
which is awesome. And whenever any of these new books come out, for sure, hit us up. We'll bring you back on the show. We'll probably get a long form interview within, because it sounds like there's a lot to digest behind your history and your craft as
Right.
well. So that would be really exciting to talk about. But thank you for
Absolutely.
stepping into the spotlight today, Jonathan. It was rad talking to you and rad
My
finally getting to
pleasure.
meet you too.
Likewise. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me here. I appreciate it.
Of course, you have a great one. And I hope
All
everyone
right.
checks out his links and check out everything Jonathan's doing. Keep up with his work. His Kickstarter launches in January. Go support that. And then make sure you keep up with his upcoming events as well. So, Jonathan, thank you so much. I hope you have a great one, man.
You too. Thank you so much.